I try this again. Hi, my name is Dawn, and welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Or I mean, welcome if you're new. My channel is Finding My Light. Obviously, I am on a 200-pound weight loss journey. Plus, I am working on my mental health because I believe they all go hand in hand. Now, I've tried to think of 15 million ways. I've tried doing this video 15 million different times. Well, that's exaggeration, but you know what I mean. I don't want this to be. I have decided that I'm trying to make. I know that I said I was going to talk as long as I want to, and I still am going to do that at times. But I want to share just a little bit of a, I don't want to say speech, or I want to say just a little inspiration maybe for you. You know, one thing that I've struggled with is having self-confidence and having trusting my gut feelings and being okay with doing what I feel is best for me and not worry so much if somebody else doesn't think that's the way I should do it, because I am a huge people pleaser and I've grown up not trusting my own opinions, my own gut feelings. I always believe that everybody else's opinions and their viewpoint is more important than mine. And I'm learning, no, that's not true. And there is nothing wrong with not resonating with everything that's being, or doing everything that everything's being told for you to do. I get very nervous I don't want people to ever come on my channel and give me advice and then feel like they weren't heard and feel like that I just didn't take any of it. But then I also have to find a line of, there's one thing about people leaving advice and leaving tips and tricks, which I absolutely love. But I can't, and they shouldn't, and I don't expect. Some things may resonate and some may work and some may not, and that's okay. I'm so empathetic and I'm very soft hearted, I guess. I don't want people to think that I didn't listen to them. But there's a line between what about myself? Am I supposed to just listen to what everybody else says and not consider my own opinions or my own what I think is best for my body? And that's the best thing about getting tips and tricks. Even if you give me a trick or a tip or whatever that, or suggestion, which I absolutely encourage and love to read because I love those aha, oh, I never thought of it that way type thing. Even if it doesn't resonate with me, I want it for my repertoire. So when my goal is to help other people. My goal at the end of all this is to help others reach their goals. That's my dream. And just because something doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for somebody else. And I can write that down. And if I feel like it's something that will work for me or I want to give it a try, I can. And if I find it doesn't work for me, I still have that tip that I can suggest to somebody else, because all our bodies react differently. So even though something doesn't work with my body, it may work for somebody else. And you, in your way, have helped not just me, but helped somebody else that you didn't even realize. So I am learning that it's okay that to trust my intuition, that or my gut feeling, and do what's best for me and start standing up for. This is like, a lot of people don't believe in like eating processed foods, and you see it all over TikTok about all the negative comments, which I have turned a corner on that too. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, you see all the negativity and the shaming, and it's like, I have really come. It was the other day I read that, and I was going to be the right fighter, and I realized, no, I'm giving them the time of day. And it's like, who cares if they think the way I'm doing it is wrong? Who cares? Because at the end of the day, if it's working for me and I'm not doing something like starving myself or causing what might be a ED, um, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if they approve of it or no. I don't need their approval. The right people will stay. The wrong people will say their nonsense and move on. Um, and I realize I am not doing that anymore. I have got to. I love the way I'm eating. It's working for me. Have I had some stalls? Yes, but they're on me because I know that most of it's from me lacking from doing something that I should have been doing. Either binging too much on the wrong foods. Well, there's no wrong food. I'm binging too much on food, or I am not moving enough, or I'm not drinking water, or and we're going to have our stalls. We're going to have our little bit of they call it the plateaus, and gotta be okay with that. and not worry so much about what everybody else is going to say to me. And that has been a struggle for me. It's like, oh gosh, now I gotta come on here and tell me I've only lost a pound. Oh my gosh, I stayed the same. Oh my gosh, I gained weight. It's my journey. It's not going to be straightforward linear. Some people get lucky and they do it and they don't have any hiccups. I'm happy for them. But comparison is the stealer of all joy. I think I said something about that the other day, and in fact, I know I did. And I am learning that this is my journey, and my journey, I hope in some way helps somebody else. And but it's still my journey, just like it's your journey, and I want everybody to do things that feels right for them. So if you feel like something doesn't feel right, then you change it up and do something different that you agree with. I don't know how to put that, but I'm getting off track. Where this comes hand in hand with TikTok and all the negative comments is I I know I'm a right fighter. I know that I hate to see injustice. I hate it. I hate seeing people be mean to other people for just simply existing because I struggle with feeling like, should I even exist? I'm one of those people that fight with what is my purpose? Why am I here? What does it matter? Nobody pays any attention to me, blah, 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 all that stuff. When you learn to have trust yourself and you learn that there's just an aura that happens when you start to build self-confidence and it just resonates with everybody. It just spreads, your energy just spreads, and that's what I want to do. I am going to spread that positivity. I am not going to, unless it's dangerous, paying attention to what these haters say anymore. And I know that's easier said than done, and I am going to make sure that I stay diligent and I try to do what I want done for me. I'm going to leave when I leave a comment or I see a video that really resonates with me or I can relate or I just feels good to watch or I feel empathy for them. I'm going to pay attention to them. I'm going to either like, comment, and say something encouraging to them. I am not going to focus in on the negativity and say something negative to that person that wrote it because I don't. They don't deserve my time, my attention, my 5 minutes, or my time. The person who made that video, that took the time to make that video for everybody, they deserve the time. And I am going to focus in on that. And it makes me feel really good. And I am going to take tips and tricks and ideas and I'm going to fit them into my life that works for me and be okay with they're not going to hate me if I don't take everything that they say to me because everything may not work for me but could work for somebody else. And really think about it that way because as I say all the time, I'm trying to build a community. Well, just because something doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for somebody else in the community. You know what I'm saying? So I have to look at it that way and not feel like I'm going to hurt someone's feelings if I don't take everything they say. It's not that I don't take it in if it doesn't work for me. But my opinions, and this is going to sound incredibly selfish, but I want you to be like this too. My opinion or how I do things to my body, for my own good, is my business. And what is working for me, I'm going to continue doing. I don't care if somebody else doesn't approve of it. I don't care if they say, well, you can't lose. Like the other day, I saw one yesterday, in fact, someone say, well, you're never going to lose, not to me, to somebody else's video, you're never going to lose weight if you eat bread. Diet culture has killed us. It's really killed our or not even common sense. I shouldn't say it like that because that's not how I mean it. Has killed our logic. You can have bread unless you have an allergy to it. You know, it's just crazy that some people so hardly believe this. Maybe they can have bread, but it doesn't mean that I can't. And if you're doing something that's working for your body and making you feel better, I'm going to do it. And unless there's some reason that maybe something really bad happened to somebody with it and they just make sure that they let you know to and they do it in a kind way that this is my experience with it. Of course I'm going to take that in, but at the end of the day you have to do what's best for you, and sometimes you have to let go. And I have a hard time letting go of being a right fighter because I hate seeing injustice. I hate seeing people because I've been torn down my whole entire life. I struggle with feeling like I'm even valid or I'm even worthy of being here. But I can do more good by giving them positivity and then focusing in on ignoring them and focusing in on the commenter because that makes no sense. I don't need to worry about them. My job is, I don't say job, but that's what feels right for me. So And that's what I'm going to start doing. And I hope you got something out of this. I know it might have been all over the place, but you know me. I'm speaking from my heart. I didn't write it all down first. And um, I just wanted to speak and say that I made a little bit of improvement this week of saying that I'm learning to trust myself. And if somebody doesn't agree with how I'm doing, losing the weight, okay, but doesn't mean that I have to change things because now their way is going to be better than my way. So, anyway, guys, that's all I had to say. Thank you if you've stuck through the whole video, and let me know. Let me know what your struggles are, or what I don't know. I'm trying to think of something I can add to the videos and get the community talking. Just leave me your favorite tip because I still love tips and tricks and love learning new things. And if it doesn't, it's gonna resonate with somebody. So anyway, guys, all right, take care. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.